There was something magical about 1978. It was a year when disco balls spun under neon lights, car radios blasted unforgettable hooks, and every song seemed tied to a memory. Maybe it was a roller rink on Friday night, a first dance at prom, or cruising downtown with the windows down. The music of 1978 was not just heard, it was lived. It was the year disco ruled, soft rock soothed, movie soundtracks exploded, and radio felt like pure adventure. If these songs bring back a place, a face, or a moment in time, then 1978 may have truly been your golden year. 1. Le Freak by Chic.
Oh, you'll be amazed. Big fun to be had by everyone.
If disco needed a victory anthem, it was Le Freak. Everything about it was explosive. Nile Rodgers' guitar, Bernard Edwards' bass, that chant of "freak out." It all felt like pure release. Inspired by real-life frustration after being denied entry to a famous nightclub, the song transformed annoyance into celebration. That energy is part of what made it feel so alive. It became one of disco's biggest statements.
I do what I'm told. Just one try, and you too.
And remains impossible to resist. Few songs can fill a dance floor as quickly, even now.
All that pressure got you down. Has your head.
2. Copacabana at the Copa by Barry Manilow. Barry Manilow turned storytelling into dance music with Copacabana, and somehow made tragedy sound irresistible. The song paints a vivid world of showgirls, passion, violence, and heartbreak, all wrapped in a tropical groove that made people dance. It was theatrical in the best way. Every listen felt like watching a mini-movie unfold. That narrative style gave it lasting personality beyond its infectious rhythm. And that chorus, impossible to forget. Decades later, one mention of the Copa and people still start singing. Music and passion were always the fashion at the Copa. 3. Dust in the Wind by Kansas. Then came a song that felt like it drifted in from another universe. Dust in the Wind slowed everything down. Amid disco lights and upbeat radio, Kansas offered a fragile meditation on time, mortality, and how fleeting life can feel. Its acoustic simplicity made it even more powerful. There was no need for grand production. The emotion carried everything. For many listeners, it was the song that made them stop and think. It was philosophical, haunting, and deeply moving. Few songs from 1978 have aged with such quiet grace.
Crumbles to the ground, though we refuse to see.
4. Short People by Randy Newman.
Short people got no reason. Short.
Not every hit in 1978 was about dancing or romance. Randy Newman brought satire to the charts with Short People, and people were not quite sure what to make of it. Some laughed, some got offended. Everyone talked about it. That controversy helped make it unforgettable, but the song lasted because Newman was doing something clever beneath the humor.
Little hand, little eye, to walk around.
It poked fun at prejudice itself while sounding deceptively playful. In an era full of polished pop, its wit and oddball brilliance stood apart. It remains one of the most unusual major hits of the decade.
Short people don't want no short people.
5. Last Dance by Donna Summer.
Last dance.
Donna Summer owned disco, and Last Dance may have been her crowning achievement. What made it special was its dramatic structure. It begins almost like a ballad, drawing you in emotionally. then erupts into full dance floor glory. Few songs build excitement so perfectly. Featured in Thank God. It's Friday.
Beside me, to guide me.
It became the anthem of closing time, that bittersweet moment when the night is ending, but nobody wants it to. It won awards, ruled clubs, and still feels unbeatable.
'Cause when I'm there,
6. Baker Street by Jerry Rafferty.
Baker Street, light in your head and day.
Sometimes a song is remembered for one musical moment, and Baker Street may have the greatest example of all. That saxophone riff arrives and instantly grabs the soul. It is one of those rare hooks that feels eternal. But the song had much more than that. Beneath the famous riff was a thoughtful, restless meditation on ambition and escape.
The desert makes you feel so cold. It's got so many people, but
It sounded sophisticated, urban, and slightly melancholy. Many listeners felt it captured adulthood in a way pop rarely did. And that sax line still sends chills.
can you be happy? Just one more year and then you'll be.
7. Lay Down Sally by Eric Clapton.
There is nothing that is wrong, wanting you to stay here.
Eric Clapton surprised listeners with something loose, warm, and country-tinged. Lay Down Sally had an easygoing charm that felt perfect for late-night radio. Its rhythm rolled along gently, almost like a porch jam, while Clapton's vocals carried relaxed sincerity. It was simple but never plain. In a year of flashy production,
Oh, you got somewhere to go, but don't you make yourself at home.
its understated groove stood out. It became a staple for people who wanted something mellow amid all the disco fireworks, and it still feels timeless.
There's no need to leave so soon. I've been trying.
8. Miss You by the Rolling Stones.
Now so long, I've been sleeping all alone. Lord, I miss you.
When the Rolling Stones embraced disco rhythms, some people were shocked. Then Miss You hit, and the skepticism vanished. The groove was sleek, pulsing, and hypnotic, yet it still had the edge and swagger that made the Stones the Stones. It did not feel like imitation. It felt like reinvention. That bass line alone could fill a room. The song proved even rock legends could evolve with the times and still sound authentic. It remains one of the boldest and smartest pivots of their career.
And the phone rings. Just a friend of mine to say, hey.
9. You're the One That I Want by John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John.
I got chills, they're multiplying.
Some songs do not just top charts, they take over the world. This was one of them. With its electric duet energy and playful chemistry, the song became instantly iconic. It was impossible to separate it from the carnival finale in Greece, where fantasy and fun collided in unforgettable fashion. The blend of rock and roll nostalgia with late 70s pop made it feel fresh and familiar all at once.
And my heart is set on you. You better shape up.
It sold millions, but more importantly, it became part of shared memory. Anyone who lived through 1978 probably remembers singing along.
You filled with affection. You're too
10. Grease by Frankie Valli.
There ain't no danger we can go too far. We start believing.
The movie Grease was a phenomenon, and its title track exploded right alongside it. Frankie Valli delivered a song that sounded nostalgic and modern at once. It had swagger, attitude, and enough energy to kick open the doors
Don't they understand? It's just a crying shame.
of the entire 1950s revival. Suddenly, leather jackets, diners, and hot rods felt cool again. The song's pounding beat and bold vocals made it unforgettable. It did not just support the film, It became one of the biggest musical events of the year and proved movie soundtracks could dominate pop culture. 11. Three Times a Lady by Commodores.
And now that we've come to
No Wedding Reception in 1978 felt complete without this song. Three Times a Lady was romance turned into melody. Lionel Richie wrote it with pure emotional sincerity, and listeners felt every bit of it. The song moved slowly, almost gracefully, letting every lyric land.
just you once, twice.
It became the ultimate slow dance anthem. Couples held each other tighter when it played. Proms, anniversaries, first dances, this song was there for so many life moments. Even today, it has not lost its elegance or tenderness.
My joys, my pains.
12. Stay by Jackson Browne.
Don't mind. And the union.
In a year ruled by disco, Jackson Browne offered something different. Stay had the warmth of a live performance and the emotional pull of a shared moment. Recorded with the feel of a concert sing-along, it captured something raw and communal. You could almost hear the crowd swaying and singing along.
You stay just a little bit.
Its plea to keep the night going resonated with anyone who had ever wanted one perfect evening to last a little longer. In a year of glitter and dance beats, Stay felt human and heartfelt, and that is exactly why it endured. 13. Shadow Dancing by Andy Gibb.
You got me looking at that heaven in your eyes. I was chasing you.
If summer had a sound in 1978, it might have been shadow dancing. Andy Gibb captured sunshine, romance, and disco sweetness in one flawless pop package. The song had a lighter, breezier touch than the Bee Gees' harder grooves.
And in a world of people, there's only you and I.
But it was just as irresistible. Its smooth rhythm and dreamy vocals made it feel almost weightless. It dominated the charts for good reason. It sounded effortless, but every note was crafted for maximum charm. For many listeners, hearing it still recalls warm evenings, teenage crushes, and the feeling that summer might never end.
Only you can see me through.
14. Stayin' Alive by Bee Gees. Some songs become bigger than music, and Stayin' Alive reached that level almost instantly. With its instantly recognizable beat and swagger, it became the sound of cool itself. The genius of the song was how it blended disco rhythm with streetwise attitude. It was danceable, but it also had grit. The lyrics carried a sense of resilience and confidence that connected beyond the dance floor. And of course, there was John Travolta strutting through Brooklyn, making the song eternal. Whether heard in a club or on a car stereo, Stayin' Alive was not just a hit. It was a mood, an identity, and a defining pulse of 1978. 15. Night Fever by Bee Gees. Few songs capture the spirit of an era like Night Fever. The moment that shimmering intro starts, you are transported straight into the glittering pulse of the disco age. Fueled by the unstoppable success of Saturday Night Fever, the Bee Gees turned this into more than a hit. It became a cultural event. What made the song special was its sleek confidence. Everything about it felt polished and hypnotic, from Barry Gibb's soaring falsetto to that smooth, rolling groove. It sounded like city lights reflected on wet pavement after midnight. For many, Night Fever was the soundtrack to packed dance floors and polyester dreams. It held the promise that the night was young and anything could happen. Even decades later, it still feels impossible not to move when it comes on. Looking back, what made these songs extraordinary was not just chart success, it was their variety. In one year, you could move from the slick pulse of the Bee Gees to the soul-searching calm of Kansas, from Barry Manilow's storytelling to the Stones conquering the disco beat. Radio in 1978 felt unpredictable in the best way. You never knew whether the next song would make you dance, cry, laugh, or sing at full volume. And these tracks were woven into life itself. Weddings, roller rinks, summer road trips, first loves, heartbreaks, movie theaters, house parties with shag carpets and giant speakers. That is why they endure. They are more than old songs. They are emotional landmarks. If Night Fever makes you picture a mirrored disco ball, if Baker Street instantly brings back late-night drives, if 3 Times a Lady reminds you of a slow dance you never forgot, then you know exactly what this music meant. 1978 was not just another year in pop history. For many, it was the golden year.